What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to do something a little bit different. This is my 2001 F-150 that's bagged, lace frame on 22s. You've probably seen some videos of it here and there on the channel, at least some shorts, I know for sure. A while back we converted it over to half-inch line from 3/8, but I didn't know if the front bags had 3/8 fittings in them or half-inch fittings in them. So I didn't know what fittings to buy. We were doing it on a Friday night, so naturally I couldn't find them over the weekend. But we basically used a coupler to where we could at least get the truck back up and running. And again, this has probably been 8-9 months ago now. And with everything else going on with the GSX and the Mustang and just life in general, hadn't had a really lot of time to be able to do this. But I finally got the fittings. Today we're gonna finish swapping the truck over to half-inch line all the way, and we're just gonna get straight into it. Well, first things first, got to pull this wheel off, and you'll notice the truck's absolutely filthy. It hadn't been washed in a while, and hopefully at the end of this video I'll be able to actually clean this thing up a little bit. But the truck's got a set of 22s on it. They're really old school. Matter of fact, I don't even think this company's in business anymore. But they look good. They fit the era of the truck. The whole truck's kind of like a 2000s style build, with just the fact that it's got an old school 2-link in the back. I believe it's an extensive setup, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't build this truck. I just bought it. But I do love it. I drive it absolutely every single day. I'm a big fan of, if it's not cool, I don't want to drive it. So I need something really cool to daily drive, and what better than a bag full size on 22. Go ahead and get this wheel off and see if we can't get in here and get some stuff changed over. All right, well, there's step one. See if I can't get y'all in here a little bit. There is the 3/8 line right there running into the bag. Right there going into the bag. And there was nothing wrong with the old 3/8 setup. The truck was just on a 4-valve setup, and we swapped it over to an 8. That way I could control kind of each bag individually. That way if one corner sits kind of low, because let's be honest, it's Airride, something's going to leak on it at some point, and I'd like to be able to kind of control each bag as I like. It's now on a 7-switch box instead of just a 3, but like I said, it's just a fun, cool daily driver. Well, let's see if we can't get in here and get this air line off and get this fitting out and see what we got cracking. All right, so now we got to unhook this line here and get it up out of the way. So I'm just gonna take, and they're all push lock fittings on this truck. Really the easiest way to do anything, and it may be the only way to do anything. I've never actually built one of these trucks. I've had 2 of them now. I've had a 93 hard body. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in here too, but this by far has been my favorite. Let me if I can get this fitting to release here. There it goes. And then naturally, I don't believe I actually have a wrench to fit this thing, so I'm just going to use my adjustable. You know, it's a fit all. It fits on all. Maybe. I think she's moving a little bit. I'm assuming I'm going the right way here. Yeah, there she comes. Got her loose enough to get her back out there. Oh yeah. Let's see here. All right, here's my new fitting. And here's my old one. And let's see if I can get it to line up here to where you can really see the difference. But clearly you can tell, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna put my finger there, that way you can see it. Clearly you can tell that the new one's gonna flow a lot more air. And that's what we're after here. The truck kind of, like, the back lays down really quick. The front just kind of takes its time, and we do have some extra line on it. So I kind of blaming it on that and the fact of just the sheer difference in size here. I mean, that's ridiculous. But yeah, let's I'm gonna test fit this fitting first to make sure that it actually goes in there, which I don't have no reason to believe it won't. Oh yeah, threads right in with no problem. We'll put some paste on her here. It has some normal stuff on it, like that they send it with. I'm just not a fan of that stuff. Like, personally, they don't put enough on it. So I'm gonna put me a little bit on here. Just kind of running around. I don't like using the tape. Kind of like when I was coming along, the tape was about on its way out, except for all the old school guys who still use it. But I like this paste, man. To me, it just seems to do a little bit better. I apologize about all the noise in the background. My neighbors are getting their yard cut, and I don't have a garage. Get some of the dirt debris away from this thing here. Let's get a fitting installed. Wrong way. Eventually one day I'll learn how to use adjustable wrenches, but probably won't be today. And if I do learn today, I promise by the time that I go to use one of these things again, I'll have forgot which way it works. Sure, it just kind of goes all the way in. I believe that's going to be her right there. You can see that we've got the 2 new 1/2-inch line running all the way up the front here. You have to excuse my camera skills, they're not the greatest in the world, but that should be all I need to do right here for right now. So let's get up top and see what we got going on up here. So this is the union that we used, coupler, maybe a union, I'm not really sure, but this is the one that we used here. It's just a compression fitting to connect the 1/2" line to the 3/8. I'm not gonna take this apart. I'm probably just gonna cut myself with this razor blade here and just pull this line back down. That way I can get it connected down at the bottom. Matter of fact, I'm actually going to cut it on the 1/2" side instead of the 3/8 because I got to trim some of this 1/2" off anyway. But I should be able to, just like that, and then pull that out. Now this is probably, I'd say a good 5 feet. I hope y'all can see this. A good 5 feet of extra line that, like I said, it didn't really need to be there. That's why we're trimming it now. And the fact that we've converted this truck over to 1/2". But it got us by that day. Like I said, got the truck back on the road. But yeah, let's get down there and trim a little more off this 1/2" and get this 1/2" side done on this side. It's really easy so far. Yeah. Now this big line right here is the one we just cut from up top. So just gonna pull it through, kind of shove it down through here. That way I can kind of eyeball. And I'm gonna go back through and zip tie all this just to make sure that it's out the way of everything. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna go ahead and run it back behind this main harness. Pinch my finger while I'm at it, just because I think that'll kind of help kind of tuck it back out the way where it's not gonna hit anything or anything like that. And I really want a little bit of excess in case I do have any leaks. I can go back and trim it, shorten it, whatever I got to do. Jesus, all the rocks in here. I ain't got to live on a dirt road. All right, and left my razor blade up top. Got the blade. Like I said, I am going to leave myself some excess here, kind of a just in case deal. And I'm going to go ahead and as straight as I possibly can with a razor blade. As soon as I lose it, that's I think it's straight-ish. Gonna go ahead and just push lock it down in right there. And that should be all she wrote for this side. Once I get the other side done, I'll put some air in the front bags. They're squishy right now, but I'll get some air in the front bags. I'm gonna come back through and zip tie all this. Like I said, I did leave myself plenty of room right here to just in case I ever have an issue with this, I can come back, trim the line if I need to. Might even zip tie that thing right there. Oh, it's got the straightest shot to the bag. Just for now, I'll tuck it back behind that brake line. But yeah. All right, well, that's side one, guys. Let's move on to the other side. It's going to be a little more tricky, I guess you'd say. It's got a lot more line. I'm going to have to cut a lot more of the 1/2" stuff off to get it down over there. But let's go to that side and get it started. All I'm gonna take my adjustable, pop that line out, then we'll take and round that fitting off a little bit. There she comes. Being we already know that this fitting works, at least I'm hoping it does, because they should be the same bags. I'll go ahead and put some paste on here. Just take my fingers and run it around it. A little sloppy, but whatever, it still works. There she goes. I'm naturally right-handed. It's very hard for me to do anything with my left hands. Got that in there, and we'll get it ran on in there. Gonna call that tight. All right, now let's move up top and get the 1/2-inch line sorted out. All right, here I'm gonna do something a little bit different. We kind of just got it looped around, but what it does is it runs along in there all the way back around and follows that other line up on this driver's side. But what I want to do is take and kind of bring it up, and all that's hollow back there. So I'm going to try and shove it, because I don't want to pull that off, because one, I'm lazy, and two, I don't know how well those little Phillips head screws are on there. But I'm going to try and shove it. Yeah, as you can see, it's open through there. So I'm gonna try and shove it back through there to get it over to this other side, get it out through here, and basically down to the bag. Let's see if we can get that accomplished here. This is gonna be fun. See if I can find somewhere to sit y'all. We are gonna have a view of the clusterness. Yeah, that's not bad. Let me just move my phone here and grab my razor blade. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that zip tie. Cut that zip tie. And I'm going to cut here on the 1/2 inch line. And that's probably another, I don't know, maybe 4 foot of excess that we're cutting off here. Now I'm just going to pull it back through there. Kind of pull it back out here. There's a lot of, I mean, I'm probably easy 6-8 foot away from the truck right now. This, I mean, that's a lot of excess line, but I mean, like I said, we did what we had to do to get the truck back on the road, because at the time this was my only vehicle to drive back and forth to work. I still had the GSX, but they needed tires and a little bit of work, so I was trying not to drive that whenever possible. Let's see here. Get back below here. I'll get y'all set up again so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing and fighting with and being aggravated with. Don't trust that at all. Let's see, can we that's gonna fall too. Really trying not to drop this GoPro. It's my only one, and I don't really want to buy another one, being my wife gave me this one for Christmas. I think we might be okay there. Alright, so I'm going to bring this line up through here and attempt to shove it through here. Appears it's going to be easier said than done, maybe. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there we go. Got it. I'm assuming there's zip ties or something there that I'm trying to push past, and wiring and all that. I am cutting a lot of this off, so don't worry about, you know, messing up the line or anything like that. Let's see if I can see it on this other side here without breaking the center cap. I cannot, but I also don't have a flashlight. Maybe I can take just them couple loose there. think it's the right size. I'm just gonna try and maybe take just 2 of them loose here. That's good and round it off naturally. Also in the middle of the truck, I'm 6'2", and the fender's coming up to my chest right now, so that makes it fun always. Yeah, maybe I can move my center cap so I don't break it. Then I'd be highly upset today. Let's see now. Let's see if I can. Get this one loose. That pulled off a good little ways there. Yeah, maybe now if it'll. I may be able to see it back there and be able to just to pull it now. It's literally like right here. It got hung up in that little pocket. Get my hands back there to it. Look at there. Almost. Looks like I knew what I was doing there, didn't it? You notice I said almost. I'm going to go ahead and pull that through. Well, that's not going to work. It was pinching off that line, which is not good. So, pull it back through here. Still going to be able to run it that way. I've just got to redirect it here. Back like this. Maybe. Okay. this one more time. And go up through here. Like so, move it around that auto cable. Now let's run it through here. I'll get this eventually. Might take me 6 times. But I'll figure out where to go, and I'm probably well past 6. I don't know who's been counting. Now. Okay. Finally got it ran through where I kind of wanted it to go. Now, I'm gonna feed it down to the bag, cut off whatever excess I need to, and we'll get this thing buttoned up. I'll show you the finished product here in a little bit. This is all the extra stuff that we got out, guys. I mean, I'd say that's probably a good, I don't know, probably 6-8 foot maybe. I mean, it's hard to tell because I'm not going to sit here and measure it, but that's a lot of excess line that we did get out of it. Once again, I think it's going to be just fine once we get that little bit out, reroute it, and then it's going to be 1/2 inch all the way through. But yeah, let's get it finished up here. All right, guys, got it all wrapped up. And this is how I normally ride: 80 front, 80 in the rear, galley style, whatever you want to call it. But let's see how it actually lays out now. That's much better. It still takes a little bit longer to lay the front out, but the block is back here, and it does have a long distance to get to the front, to the actual bag themselves, but the damn sure lays out a lot faster. Picks up a lot faster too. I think that'll do just the trick that I want it to, because I can pull up any given traffic light, lay it out on it. One thing I absolutely love about this truck is the fact that you pull up and it is an attention getter for the most part when it's not absolutely filthy. But I do have a few other videos planned for this week, guys. I've got some interior pieces for this truck that I need to get dyed and put in. I don't know if I'll get a chance to get to it this week. I want to work on all the vehicles. My main project that I wanted to get done on this is that Airride stuff, which is done now. The GSX, I've got a filler pod for it to get the gauges out from around the gauge cluster down there, the boost gauge and the air fuel ratio gauge, get them up where I can see them when I'm in the car instead of having to look down and take my eyes completely off the road. The Mustang, it's running, but it's still smoking a little bit. Hoping that it's just a turbo drain. I want to kind of tackle that this week. It's been running for probably, I don't know, a month now, maybe a little longer, maybe a little less. I can't exactly remember. But I'm hoping to try to get to mess with that. The battery's at the parts store now getting charged because it's just that. And I hate it just sitting, but it needs gears in the back of it, and it needs some other love and attention on it too before I really feel comfortable taking it more than probably 10 or 15 minutes from the house. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Thank you.